Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for the Craft with 5 challenge. This is a challenge that Bourbon Creek Crafts put together here on YouTube, and it is to take 5 things and make something with them. Now, if you are brand new to crafting and you don't have all 5 of these things and you kind of wanted to play along or something, you can always improvise. We are always open to letting people hang out with us. And for those of us who have a lot of stuff, it forces us to, the auto feeder's going to go off in a minute, so the girls are going to go away pretty soon, I'm hoping. If you're new here, I craft with 2 cats and a dog. It forces us to find things that we don't normally use, maybe. Like this month's challenge is for January. It's a heart, which I would not use, red, pink. Okay, I don't put those together and I avoid pink. An embossing folder, okay, which I almost forgot, so we're going to have to stop the train, and a brad or an eyelet. And I have 2 brads right here. And embossing folders, I never remember. So good thing, which is okay because I was thinking the back is a little plain. If I had been thinking, which we could still do, let's do that. Let's take these out and then we'll emboss this piece of paper just because it'll add more fun. We could also grab a layer of pink or red and emboss another layer behind there. Now, I don't have a lot of embossing folders. Okay, we've got this fun swirly one. We've got the circles. I don't like that the circles line up a certain way. That's not going to work for me. Map of the U.S., which I love. Stars. You know, stars make sense for us. This is going to be Mr. Crafting and Relaxing's Valentine's card. That's what I decided. Like 2 birds with 1 stone. I literally sat next to him for part of this and made it. He'll never recognize it. We had stars on our wedding invitations. I will notice this and think it's cool. He will not notice, will he? Okay, I'm going to emboss this and I'll be right back. I absolutely love it. And if it wasn't for this challenge, I wouldn't have thought of it. Can you see it? I inked the edges while we were talking because I like contrast. I didn't want white on white. And I put 2 hearts on here because 3 didn't really work for me, because I was trying to get them not over the text and just lined up nicely. But remember, brads have the big bent things on the back. So unless you want to cut those off, you have to allow room for them. That's funny. When you emboss things, it kind of rearranges the paper, the shape of it a little, and the size. Now I'm going to push really hard. And there we go. And I put some stickers on here, and it's glitter paper, which I would not normally use. The feeder went off. I just heard it in the other room. So we will not have cats for a few minutes. Okay, now, because I embossed that, it's really thick. So I'm going to put a piece of cardstock down there. I'm just going to grab a scrap out of my white, because I know where that is, and put it back there, just because otherwise it has like a layer thing. If I was making this for a little kid, I mean, honestly, I'm making it for my husband, but it's going to sit around the house and I'll know. While I did this, I went through my Valentine stuff and got rid of some of it. I'm really trying to clear things out as I go. One of you asked me that question, and what I'm doing is when I open a box or a bin, I'm looking in it and saying, hey, what should I do here? I have hearts here and I have hearts on my paper, but I did have a wooden heart too. I bet it's in here. This was my little kit. One thing about this challenge, I didn't think I would love the whole you have to find 5 things, but I found the 5 things, threw them in a bin, and then I played with them later. It's really bulky, right? That's why they don't get used, because you can't mail them. But I'm not mailing to Mr. Crafting and Relaxing. There's a place on here where if you put it, it'll like kind of bring it all together. And then there's places where if you put it, you'll be like, why'd she put that? Oh, here we go. I think it's here. I think we're going to put it right there. I don't know if we need it, but I think it's just we're crafting with 5 and we're going to challenge more. It'll work better when it's laying down. So hang on. If you ink the edges, give yourself a minute before you try and put that down on white cardstock. I know that that ink, the archival that I used, dries really fast, so we didn't have to worry. You do not have to use the ink I used. Use any ink you have. I've been known to like use a office pad. You know how you have like the black or the red and you stamp stupid things like paid or whatever. I mean, anything that you have, use it. If you got one of those at a garage sale, it works. Now, I didn't try and get right to the edges on this. I just didn't want it to be sloppy. And, oh, look at that. Now we have our third embellishment. I have big glue. We're going to need it. You're not going to want to wait for these glues, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a process video because you can see so much better. You might not have even noticed those were eyelets or how I got them on there or the order that I put the card together. That's helpful for people that are learning. So this is the Craft with 5, and this month was heart, red, pink, embossing folder, and brad or eyelet. So I've got my hearts and my brads. Be sure to join us again next month. I think this is going to be pretty fun, and it really was fun to just put the items in the bin and then see how it came together as a little mini kit for me. Normally I don't put white on white. That was kind of a stretch for me, but it was because I loved these papers and I had already cut them. I guess they're back now. I have to go. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out the other members of this challenge. It's a playlist challenge. Bye-bye.